Tonight we have a huge problem in the multi-tool world, and I want to talk about why and how we can get around it. Now, recently I was looking online and I found, guess what? A brand new multi-tool from Pipevise. Now, this is the ratchet driver. I think it was around $40 I got from Pipevise. It was pretty much about the same price as Leatherman. This is an inline ratchet driver that you can use. And then it is even cheaper than 711L, which is I think around $60 or so. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I've already reviewed this, talked about this in another video, but that was pretty neat. But I saw that Pipevise has just recently released essentially their version of this right here, and it comes with a locking bit driver. Now, this is the M1 ROLR G1. This right here has this swing out bit driver. Unfortunately, it doesn't lock, but it also does have a pry tool, and they have had some success with this tool. I think it looks pretty neat, and it is made in the USA. Now, one of the big problems with this tool right here is that the bit driver doesn't lock, and also that it is $120. So that's a bit unfortunate. Now, as you see on the screen, Pipevise has come up with their own version of this, although it is 6 inches instead of this one right here actually comes in almost 4.5 inches long. So the 6-inch version obviously will be a lot larger. It will be a little bit more like this Knipex. This is the 5-inch version right here. It will be an inch longer than this one right here. It will be perhaps considered a little bit too large for some of you guys for EDC, but it does come with a sheath. And then it has the bit driver, and guess what? On the end of the bit driver, they call that the can opener or the bottle opener. Not can opener, rather bottle opener. Now, this bit driver does lock, so that's good, but it's pretty close to the Cobra, this Knipex Cobra. And essentially, it looks like what they've done is they've taken a driver almost similar to this right here, or a setup similar to the Milwaukee, and they've made it locking, and then they've just added this little lip right here on the end and called that your bottle opener. I guess it's clever. I guess I don't really know, but they want $129 for this brand new tool. Now, it does look really nice. For a little bit, I was considering buying it, reviewing it for you guys, but then I looked at shipping and it's $150 with shipping almost. Now, I can see this tool because it's a startup company. They've just come out with this, but Pipevise has been around, I think, for a little bit. And then I'll put on the screen, but it does not look like these products are all made in the US. Now, some are made in Europe, which can make very good multi-tools, but a fair amount are also made overseas. And they are making some very good multi-tools as well in China, but I don't want to have to pay premium pricing for tools that should be a lot cheaper. That just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe they're made a lot better. Maybe they're made out of MagnaCut. I don't know, but it does seem like it's a little crazy, the pricing. Now, as you read down on the specs, you can understand a little bit more. It's 6 inches long. It's 267 grams. The jaw width is 0.27 inches. Body width is 0.54 inches. And then I think it does say somewhere that does open to about a 2-inch maximum capacity for the jaw. So let's go ahead and measure this. What is the maximum we can get? Well, the maximum with this is pretty much 2 inches. Let's open this up. Let's see the maximum we could get with this one right here. Well, it's about 2 inches. So the other one is about 1 inch longer. I'm not sure exactly why it's about the same as these that are so much shorter, but that seems to be where we're at. Then they talk about precision machine teeth, no stamped steel, and then patent pending bottle opener hook located on driver. I don't think that's a great deal. Wire bending utility hole in the top jaw is perfect for bending wire loops. T-post clip install tool in top jaw, and then hammering surface on back of handle. So I guess they're calling that a hammer on the back of the handle, then multiple tether points and rebuildable bit driver. whatever that means. I don't know. I guess they're going to possibly in the future offer a rebuild kit, I'm guessing, if your bit driver fails. So I guess maybe some of that explains a little bit more why it's so much more expensive. I still think it's a little crazy. I still think it's a little bit overpriced. So I wanted to let you guys be aware of that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Gerber Octane on AliExpress. Now, this is coming in right now on sale at $22. This is a really neat tool right here. You've got out the front opening. You've got this combo edge blade that does lock into place. You've got a nice pocket clip. On the inside, you've got several tools. Then you have this flat screwdriver. Now, I do not think the adapter works for this Phillips driver. It's just, yeah, it's a little too large for that. It looks like it should, but it does not work. Now both of these are locking, and then you can unlock them right here with this lever. And then on the other side, you have the same thing where these tools are locking, the package opener and the flat driver. It is a pretty nice, very compact package for $22. I think this is an outstanding deal. This will be very close to, in operation, a minimalist tool. It's not quite like the PowerPint. It's still in about a 4-inch frame size, but look at that. It comes in at 5.2 ounces. This is very, very light. It's hard to really illustrate, show you how light this is. And it does come in at 4 inches, but it is a very lightweight tool. So definitely recommend you stocking up on these. You can probably buy these and sell these on eBay and make a profit. I'd almost thought about doing that, but it's maybe too much work for me right now. Sometimes I see these going for like $60 on eBay. Right now they're $22 on AliExpress. Now, this next tool, the SK pliers, has been out for a little bit. These are great. Now, this SK plier is really, really cool. One of the beautiful things about this is that you're able to clamp down on a bolt, and then you have just enough space to get off of the bolt and then go ahead and do another turn, get off and do another turn, instead of with an adjustable wrench where sometimes you'll have to fiddle with it and get a little tighter and get a little looser. With this one right here, you can just clamp on and then let go. So I really like that. So I have carried this to work. I really like this. I found it very, very useful. Now, of course, the Work Pro pliers, I really enjoy carrying those, as well as things like the Cobra right here. These are the Work Pro, and then of course I added the Next tool, and I was able to add this 4mm bit driver. I really haven't used that much because I use the 1/4-inch bit driver, and I find it's easier just to have a more slimline tool in my tool pouch and then use my bit driver on my fully dedicated multi-tool. So I actually prefer something like this in my utility pouch that I carry on my belt. But this is really nice. Now, the bad thing about this is everyone else loves it too. And this started out at $19, which is an excellent price. And then now it's $26. So it's raised almost around $7, $8 since it came out. So that's unfortunate. I think it's still probably worth that $26 price. Really, really nice. But at that price, it is getting a little bit closer to the Knipex version as well. So make sure to check the Smooth Jaw Cobra pliers out. I think they might be $40, but I think this makes a lot more sense at the $20 price point. But both of these, yeah, these are all so much cheaper than the Roller or ROLR M1 and the Pipe Vise variant. So we definitely have a problem in the multi-tool world where it seems like tools like the Arc, and even with Leatherman, as we've talked about, the Skeletal is now $100. This is a sort of beat up Skeletal that I bought off of Amazon or eBay rather, but it was nowhere near $100, and it still works really good. that's what I'm going to be doing, buying a lot of my Leathermans from eBay anymore. So when we're talking about cheaper options for multi-tools, I still stand by the Rock Tool Gen R as being a great tool on Amazon. It's around $43, I think, right now, which essentially you're getting the Wave, basically most of the characteristics of the Wave, and then even some of the characteristics of the Charge with this cutting hook on the serrated blade, if that's your thing, for around $43 instead of $200 or $130. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then the Leatherman Bond, I got this one off of eBay, but this one right here as well is $59. And this one right here will have a lot of the characteristics of the Leatherman PST that started everything off. It has a lot of the essential tools that you guys have come to know and love. And then they also have changed the blade on the Bond that I think in the past was an issue. So yeah, pretty nice tool right here. And it does come in several different colors, but the Bond for around $59, that's pretty nice. And mine that I got off of eBay, they even included the pouch right here. So that was pretty cool. But there are still some tools out there that are pretty good deals. Don't despair.